Hi Orangetheory Fitness family, happy Tuesday. Today at 7 AM you can join Coach Dan. At 1 PM you can join me, and in the evening at 7 PM we've got Coach Emily. So 3 opportunities to catch us live today. This workout is going to have a row block, so this means we're going to mimic the same muscle groups that we use when we're sat on that rower. Then there's going to be 3 blocks focusing on lower body, cardio and core. For this workout, bring 2 medium weights or 2 objects, 2 larger objects or weights and a sturdy chair or stool. But remember, if you've got none of that, just come along. We've always got options for you. We would just love to see your faces. It will not be long till we are back in this studio. So we can't wait to see you Tuesday. 3 opportunities to catch us live. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you very soon.
Welcome to your dynamic warm-up, 5 minutes total. Felix, you ready? Do it. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with a cat to camel here. We're gonna push that spine up and then move that spine right down into that reverse direction. From there, right into a thread the needle. Bring that arm down and through, and then switch. Other hands going right out to the other side. From there, we'll go into a wide mountain climber, high plank position. One foot's coming to the outside of that hand. Alternating feet, one at a time here. Then we're gonna walk those hands all the way back up and stand up tall and go right back down here into that plank walkout. As an option, you can bend your knees on the way down and make it a little easier. Then we're gonna go into a lateral shift to punch. So take a nice lateral lunge position, sit those hips back, opposite arm is punching here, nice and controlled. Then we're gonna get that heart rate elevated just a bit here, right with that seal jack. Great job, Felix, just pumping those arms, jumping those feet out at the same time. You have 5 minutes, let's get warmed up.
Never meant to be, we never meant Are you ready to rock and row?
I'm gonna let that go. Let's do it.
All right, this block is going to be endurance focus in relation to the rower. So thinking about utilizing those muscles that we would normally utilize on the rower during maybe that 1,000 or 2,000 meter benchmark row. First up, it's 10 minutes long. We have 3 exercises that we're gonna perform 4 rounds of, 12 reps of everything. Once we're done with those 4 rounds, we'll move on to 2 exercises to work through until time is called. You ready to get this party started?
Let's do it.
All right, so our first exercise is going to be a front-loaded squat, so grabbing 2 objects that weigh roughly the same amount. In our standing set position, feet hip width apart, thighs tight, belly button to spine, shoulders are down and back. 2 objects in front of our shoulders. From here, we're going down heavy in our heels, getting our quads parallel to the ground, driving straight up as we reset up at the top. Option, we can always limit that range of motion. After that, we're going right into some deadlifts. So in that same standing set position, this time the 2 objects are right in front of our hips. We're gonna hinge at our hips, keeping our back nice and flat, scraping those 2 objects along our legs, and as we reset up at the top, really working that posterior chain. Option, limit your range of motion. Next exercise is going to be a hip hinge high row. So in that hinged position, back nice and flat, palms are faced behind. We're gonna bend our elbows out nice and wide, pinching our shoulder blades together, slow and controlled as we lower down and reset. Okay, those 3 exercises for 4 rounds. Once those 4 rounds are complete, we're gonna perform these next 2 exercises until time is called. First up is a jump squat. In that standing set position, we're going down heavy in our heels, quads parallel to the ground, exploding those feet up off the ground just like you're exploding off the foot plates on the rower. After that, we are going right into a front-loaded lunge. Grabbing a heavier object right in front of our chest. In that standing set position, we're stepping forward, bending that knee about 90 degrees as we reset back up at the top, alternating for a total of 12 reps for the last 2 exercises. Let's get this party started.
Let's do this, team. 10 minutes of work, focusing mostly on lower body. Jess, you ready to get into it?
Ready.
Let's knock it out. Starting off with our step up to a knee raise. When you step up on your object, make sure that your heel is all the way on to support your body weight, driving your knee towards your chest, keeping your abs tight. We're gonna do 10 on each leg. Moving right into a sumo squat, grabbing your medium to heavy object, plenty of distance between your feet, toes slightly outward, and dropping your object just a couple inches from the ground. Moving right into our step down with a heel touch. Just a little bit different of a variation of the exercise you already know to love. So starting with your foot up on top of your object, but this time, notice we're touching our heel down, not so much our toe. Jess, you should feel that in your glutes and your hamstring.
Yes.
10 each side. Finishing out with our alternating curtsy lunge. This is 20 total, 10 each, keeping your chest up, stepping behind you at a diagonal position, standing right back up, and it looks good. If you need an option, go ahead and just decrease your range of motion. Team, let's fire up those legs.
She made the shape of a gun with a finger and a thumb. She had a full magazine pointed right at me. I guess I knew that she was loaded all along. I guess I knew that she was coming on strong. Once she had me in the sights, she might as well be kissing me goodnight. I don't wanna be a moving target.
Hey fam, I am here with Coach Angela. We're gonna take her through a nice lower body focus block. So we're gonna start with an alternating reverse lunge to a hop. We're gonna step back, plant that toe on the ground. We're gonna hop up, bring that opposite foot slightly above the ground. Option, knee raise and keep that foot on the ground. Next one, alternating lateral lunge. We're gonna step out to the side. Make sure you keep your heels on the ground by sitting your hips back and always keep your toes lined up with each other. Option, simply reduce your range of motion. Next one, we're gonna come down to the ground for a hip bridge march. Your arms are at your side. Everything is lined from shoulders to knees. We're gonna bring your knees as close to the chest as possible. Option, simply lower the hips slightly. And then we're gonna flip it over into our last one, get into a push-up position, and we're simply gonna perform a plank kick through. Bring one hand off of the ground and kick the opposite leg all the way through. Option, simply limit that range of motion. Be mindful now to draw that belly button into your spine so that way your core stays fully engaged. Let's get to work.
right, team, we have a 6-minute block here. 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You have 3 exercises, and we are gonna knock out 3 rounds. Coach Nikki, you ready to knock it out? Let's go. All right, so we're starting off with that skier swing. So feet are hip width apart. You're gonna send the hips back. You're gonna let the arms go along for the ride, making sure you're squeezing the glutes at the top. Those arms never go higher than shoulder height. Option, just reduce that range of motion. Moving into your bear plank lateral walk. So 3 steps out, 3 steps in is 1 rep, but you're making sure you're making nice, slow, and controlled movements, engaging that core the whole time. Last, we have a power sit-up. So we're gonna go onto the mat. We're gonna extend the arms and the legs. You're gonna reach the hands for the feet and then extend back out, trying to keep those feet off the ground. Option here is you can tap the toes on the ground instead with bent knees. 6 minutes of work. Let's go ahead and conquer it, team.
Outstanding job, everyone. Another great workout in the books. Now it's time to slow things down and let's take care of our bodies. Take care of our bodies. I know you're ready for that. It's a 4-minute flexibility block consisting of 5 exercises that we're going to hold for 20 seconds apiece. Let's begin. Starting off with our static lateral lunge. Making sure you have plenty of distance in between your feet, shifting your weight into the middle of your heel and pushing your hips back towards the floor. Let's go and grab a seat. Going into our 90-90 stretch. So you're going to fold one leg in towards your groin and the other foot is going to be bent behind you. Making sure you keep your back and your chest flat as you come lowering down to the floor. Flowing right into our seated butterfly, still keeping that upright position with your chest. Now your feet are together and slightly pressing down with your elbows and feel that stretch in your inner groin. Extending your legs out for your seated torso reach, stretching our hamstring. Everybody's going to have a different range of motion. Just go to the point where you feel a slight discomfort. Hold, breathe for 20 seconds. We're going to finish laying on your side, stretching your quad. And Felix, go ahead and bring your heel towards your glute, relaxing your arm out in front of you. And again, just for that good stretch right in the front of your quad. We did it, everybody. Great job today. We'll be excited to see you next in our next at-home workout.
But you gotta reach higher. Take a leap on your dreams, you can keep, 'cause I'm ready.
to spend more than